back to episode 5 of the Knitting Attorney podcast. I'm Joni, I knit, I'm a lawyer, and here's where I talk about knitting. So yeah, welcome. Or welcome back if you've subscribed, because a few people have and I'm very grateful. Thank you. As you may see, my hair is a little bit different today because I just got it cut on Friday. Today is Sunday. Yeah, and so she cut it with a bunch of wonderful little layers. It moves and flows, and styled it in this straight kind of blowout, and I haven't washed it or restyled it curly yet, so I'm enjoying how easy this is to manage. So I'm sure by next week my hair will be back to its normal large self. Yeah, so before I get into the knitting, I thought I needed to just introduce someone quickly. This is Vanilla. She's an alpaca. She's been in the background of my videos, and I hadn't gotten to properly introduce her yet. So, oh, she's so soft. Yes, Vanilla. She is actually made of alpaca, and she's just like super fluffy, and her job is guarding my yarn. So I am going to put her right here. Anyway, I feel like I should get into it because elephant in the room, I have an FO. This is my Stockholm Slipover by Petite Knit that I had like just barely started last week, and it's done. I actually only finished weaving in the ends this morning, and forgive the pattern on my t-shirt. I actually do not own any plain white t-shirts, and I need to probably rectify that situation because I intend to knit quite a few more sweater vests, and the sweater vest and t-shirt look is cool. Yeah. Anyway, when I last checked in, I think I only needed like a little bit of the bottom maybe, and like the ribbing around the neck and armholes, and I'd estimated it would only take me like a day to do, but I actually finished off the body, and then when I tried it on, I realized it was like shorter than I had intended, and so that kind of put me in a little bit of a slump because, you know, sometimes you get discouraged and then you don't want to work on it anymore, and that happened. So I ended up dawdling a little bit on it, trying to figure out whether I wanted to actually lengthen it, and then finally yesterday I was like, yeah, no, I need to add some length here. So I painstakingly took out the tubular bind off, which took me pretty much all morning, and then, you know, putting in a lifeline, trying to rip back to that lifeline with the mohair in it, and ended up knitting like another couple of inches. It's still quite cropped, but not nearly as much as before. It actually passes my natural waist a bit, and that's what I was going for. It's really soft, and yeah, I only just finished weaving in ends this morning, so it's definitely not blocked yet, and I'm hoping with a little bit of blocking it'll be a little looser because it came out quite fitted. But yes, I really do like it though. It's this gorgeous, just kind of like moody, neutral, grayish with some blue in it, and it's just pretty. There's not a whole lot to say about it. It's a very simple project. And if you're interested in it, I highly recommend the pattern. It's pretty simple the way it's knit, starting from the top back, and then you pick up the stitches for the front with some short row shaping and increases to form the neckline, and increases here, and then eventually it's just knit in the round, and it's a nice pattern, and it did not take me all that long to finish. So yes, that is an FO, and the yarn is, both are from Seven Sisters Arts, and I I used a fingering weight, which is their Astrid base, and then their silk mohair. And this is the size extra small, and this took just about 1 skein of each. The 50-gram skein of the mohair, because I know they come in 50 and 25. So yeah, about 400-ish yards of each of them. I had a teeny tiny ball left that I didn't bother to bring over here, but pretty much used up the whole thing. If you're wearing anything bigger than a extra small or wanting something less fitted than this, then I would suggest getting 2 if you want to use the same yarns, because I felt like I was cutting it close. So this was kind of my main thing I worked on this week, but I do have some progress to show, so I'll go into some of my other whips, moving my drink out of the way. So I didn't update on this last week, but this is where my Harvest Tea by Ozetta is at. I figured I would show it this week because I think it has gotten a little bit longer. Still not quite at the point where I can separate for the sleeves, or armholes that is. It's worked bottom up, separate for armholes, but it's getting there, and still on this first skein, and it's getting small. This is Euro Yarns Belviso in the shade Miranda. Yeah, not a whole lot to say about that one, sadly. It's not that exciting, but I thought I would put it in there so I could see some like visual indication of my progress. So the next whip I have going on is if I can untangle all these yarns. Also another design by Ozetta Knitwear, and this is the Field Day jacket, which I did work on a little bit this week, but I'm still kind of in the same space with it where I'm just knitting down the body. So I am, I think, just about to get to the 3rd buttonhole, and then there's just 1 more buttonhole left to go, and then all the finishing stuff. So yeah, it's looking about the same, but I think this one, if I hadn't gotten delayed on this with all my, dealing with the length, then I think I could have maybe gotten the knitting on this done, but obviously that didn't happen. But I'm thinking this is my goal, to get this one done for next week. So the next one, which I talked about and started, which is a teeny tiny bit more exciting, is my Knit Collage Knit Along sweater. So as I mentioned last week, I was going to be starting. I had done my gauge swatch and was still debating about colors, but here is what I've got. I started on the color work. This is the Express Yourself sweater as part of the fall 2021 knit along. I just dropped yarn again, and this is a tiny little piece of the yoke and the first color work chart, and I just want to show off, look at that, I have flutes. This is my first time doing stranded color work, so I'm really excited. But as you can see, not a lot done here, but why do I keep dropping yarn? Anyway, so the colors here, this beige color is Parchment Heather, this is Carbon, this is their Serenity yarn base. It's actually like a worsted weight, unlike their other yarns, which are all like very chunky. This one's it's a wool nylon blend, and it's really nice the way it's working up. It almost feels like like if you could imagine the most luxurious towel to ever exist, that kind of is like what this fabric makes me think of. It's like nubby and squishy and soft, and it seems like something I would want to wrap myself in right after a shower. So yes, I don't have my third skein here with me, but the third color is going to be this that electric lime color, so like a lime green. And last time I was trying to figure out which of the contrast colors I wanted to be more dominant, because this is going to be the color of the body of the sweater. And I ultimately decided to go with the black, because even though I really wanted a lot of elements of the lime green, I realized that the black with the beige is just going to make something more contrasty overall, more effective. It's not going to look dull and flat, and I think even with just a small amount of the green, I'm hoping it'll still kind of stand out and give some sort of impact. Yeah, so it's not a huge amount done on this, but I really wanted to get this vest done, so I have 8 weeks to do this. I think we're on like week 3 now, so hopefully I'll have some more progress. I can't wait to add that third color in to really like see it start to come to life, but I'll definitely keep updating you guys on it. Yeah, so those are like actually all the whips I've been working on this week. I don't even know why that small amount of work took up my whole week, but I guess I was just busy with other stuff. I don't know, you ever have those times when like your week flies by but you have no idea what you did? Because that was this week. So yeah. So moving on, I want to talk a little bit about my next planned cast on, because I think one thing I've decided is that my sort of goal going into 2022 is to knit through my whole Rhinebeck haul, and I kind of thought it'd be fun to make it a little bit of a game and knit it in order of all the events I went to, so like the pre-Rhinebeck stuff and then the actual Rhinebeck itself. So I've knit this with yarn I got at Wool and Folk, which was the first event I went to, and then my field day jacket was also yarn I got at Wool and Folk. So I decided to pull out the last yarn I got at Wool and Folk, and that is this one, which is the Taconic Twist from Wing and a Prayer Farm, and I have 4 of them. So this is like a sport weight, it says. It's a blend of some different types of wool and mohair, I believe, and it's this really pretty kind of sage green, pale sage green color. And I think today I have decided what pattern I want to make, and let me pull that up on my phone so I can show you. So this pattern is Johnny by Morissette C, and as you can see, it's this cute cardigan, very simple shape, and with buttons. I don't really know what to say about it except that it's pretty and simple, and I think that would look really nice in my wardrobe, and I have kind of about the right amount of this yarn, so I think that'll be my choice. And for buttons, remember these guys that I got at Rhinebeck? I think this would just be absolutely darling. So yes, so I think I'm planning on casting that on, if not this coming week, then next week. I'm gonna see how much progress I make with that other cardigan, because my goal is definitely to have that completely finished, everything done, buttons on it, blocked and woven in by the end of this month. So yes, let's see if I can do that. Yeah, so do I have life updates? No, I don't. Anyway, I guess this was a short episode, but it was nice to sit down and talk about my knitting, and I hope you tune in again next week.